Howdy guys, Attorney Walter Hnot. Now, I just wanted to let you know, we're going to be doing the video where essentially how this all comes down is there are some rules. Okay. First of all, when you call in for me to answer questions, you call 407-279-1754. Again, 407-279-1754. And we're doing this now starting at 10:48 p.m. So we'll probably go into like 11:30-ish p.m. It is Thursday night, December 14th. So 12/14/23. We already have the first person calling, so I guess we just won't do the rules. We'll just take the call. Here we go. All right. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. You get about 5 to 7 minutes to go ahead and have a legal question answered. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, Walter. My name is Frank. I have a question. My husband was denied his disability back in June 2020.
Okay.
And we did the appeal, but during the pandemic, I sent the appeal in 5 times. They said they never received it. So then his social worker through the hospital and everything pointed us to disability attorney, and we went through them.
Sure.
And I told him that I wanted this to get appealed, but I guess last year they refiled a new claim.
Ugh, bad.
And I'm now talking to the DDS person, and they got all the medical documents. The DDS person said, well, he should have been approved way back then. So it's been about 4.5 years.
Ugh.
And I'm kind of, I haven't spoken to the lawyer. Everybody says they're doing a good job and everything, but they don't really tell me what's happening. So my question is he entitled to that back pay? Because I just saw a video that you did the other day about back pay. Because right now the Social Security says it only goes back 12 months.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, he filed a new claim, right?
Excuse me, what was that?
He filed a new claim, right? So he had an older claim. Things were going on. They didn't get the appeal. Then, they filed a new claim, like no appeals. They just filed a new claim. When was the new claim filed?
A year ago of December.
So 22 December. First claim was like 2020, then basically couldn't appeal. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to write up what's called a 404.911 brief, a 404.911 brief. Or at least your attorney can write that up. And what they'll do is they'll write how there was an error where the original claim should have continued, and they're going to request from the SSA at DDS and the local FO. The local FO is really the one that's probably going to do it, from DDS and the local field office to go ahead and attach the original, what's called PFD. PFD is protected filing date. And so you're going to go ahead and request that they, go back to the original claim. And then, they might do it, they might not. It depends on what's in the brief. It depends on what happens. But you do have proof that you tried to appeal it multiple times, correct?
Correct. And I had the audio recordings that I spoke to the people and everything. But that's everything that you just said. That's what the SSA office actually told me to tell the lawyer. And I told them, and they told me, no, we can only go back 12 months. That's the law. They can't. And then someone from their office said, no, we can go back 5 years. It's a 5-year rule. So I'm kind of confused because I'm not hearing the same information from the same legal office.
It depends. Okay, so there are rules on time distance of how far you can go back. However, remember, 404.911 as a statute is left open because it's like the cluster bleep statute. When shit goes wrong, they use this one because it should have, could have, would have been appealed, but wasn't. And then the whole point of it is, how much do they move that 60 days outward? So, right? Because you get 60 days plus 5 mailing. So the whole point of that statute is, how much are they going to move that 60 days outward? Okay. So to allow you to make, the new filing date when you filed in December 2022, the new, a day before the expanded version of that 65 days. So the whole point of that statute is not to be truly limited by a time figure in the sense of it's only 12 months, it's 5 years. There are rules, but the whole point of that statute is to be outside of those rules so that if you have a proper argument to show that negligence on behalf of the SSA occurred, that you should be corrected in your claim filing as a result of it to your benefit. And just be careful with those recordings because, you may have not gotten permission from the SSA rep that you spoke to record them. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
That I have Yeah, I did.
Cool.
So I went through that. We literally lived 10 minutes from the office, but they were shut down. So it was just the pandemic situation. And then, his chronic disease is so severe that we're nonstop in and out of the hospital, and his medical files are huge with 11 medical care providers. So we had but okay. I'm just trying to see that he deserves his back pay, because as a physical therapist, he got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in June of 2019, and the guy just wants to go back to work, but he's in a position that he can't even do anything on his own. So
gotcha. That's
what I'm looking for. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you, Walter, for all your help.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Perfect. So the thing with that statute's one of those like unique ones, and they actually wrote it. It's really cool how they did it. 404 is like the main, legal law category, but then they put like 911 at the end of it as like I'm freaking out. So it's 404.911. It's a lawyer thing, but I'll go into it more next time. Here we go. All right, here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. You get about 5 to 7 minutes to have a legal question answered. So what is that legal question? Go ahead.
Hello?
Howdy, it's Attorney Walter Hnot. Go ahead.
Oh, goodness. Hi. I've been having issues with my current lawyer for disability.
Okay.
And oh, wow, I can hear you on my TV. Sorry about that. That's freaking me out a little bit. He, after about a year and a half of hiring the lawyer, he finally called me like 2 months before the hearing. My hearing is next month.
Good.
And he looked over like all of the stuff he got from Social Security.
Okay.
And decided that he looked over the stuff. He's like, I don't believe in your case. Fire me.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
I am absolutely serious. And he left me with like zero wiggle room to like hire another attorney.
So did he withdraw for rep and fees or no?
He claims that I would not owe him any fees.
Did you get a letter from him saying I withdraw for rep and fees?
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right, so you want to get that letter. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
You want to get that letter from him that says he'll withdraw from representation and fees. If you don't have that, then basically, some funny business could be occurring there. So you do want him to go ahead and withdraw for rep and fees.
Okay, I'm at the point that I've tried to sort of proceed with him, but I want to just fire him. And somebody else advised me to still show up to the hearing without him and explain to the judge that, my lawyer said that he's going to tell the judge that, I don't know why she wants to proceed with me. I don't believe in her case. It's ABC, why I don't believe in her case. And that person said that it's highly unethical for a lawyer to do that.
It's not really, no, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it was shitty what he did because he spent all that time, not knowing the case. Then like a month before it was like, hey, guess what? I looked at it and it's not super. So I'm going to, head out. It's not, I would say.
I'm half blind from a stroke. And I cannot drive. I live in the middle of nowhere. There's no public transportation.
How's your left side? What's going on with your arms? What's going on with your leg?
My knees are kind of screwed. I need to get to a doctor. Every time I've gone to a doctor, it's been other things that are going on that have kind of been more important than having them look at things. Like my back I've had back problems since I was about 20.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you one of those claimants who doesn't have much medical treatment?
Honestly, unfortunately, yes, but I'm trying to get the treatment now.
Okay, so let me just go through some quick things. So, stroke situation, half blind, difficulty with left arm, difficulty with left leg. Have you been prescribed like a walker, wheelchair, cane, rollator, anything like that?
Not yet. I've asked my doctor when I first had the stroke, since I'm half blind, that if I could get like a cane to help with blindness, and they said, "Oh, you don't need one."
Okay, so let me ask the next quick question. When it comes to basically mental treatment, are there any mental aspects of this? Anxiety, depression, panic attacks, anything like that?
Yes, I have anxiety and depression, and the lawyer said, "Well, you're very well treated with that." And I honestly, I still have breakthrough depressive episodes.
Okay. When was the last time you were inpatient at a medical facility, like a behavioral facility?
I've never been. I've just had to deal with it.
Okay, so
it's bad, but I've had to just deal with it.
So I just got to say something. Theodore gave me a $5 donation, which was amazing because I did a reply to his question. Paul Harrison recently did a donation of $10. Very cool. And it allows me to do the heart on this one, which is awesome. Recently had my consultative exam, stroke in February, and type 2 diabetes. So, all right, I'm going to go off of what Paul Harrison just said here, because he actually got my brain going in the right direction. Also, thank you for the donation. That's amazing. So here's my question to you. How many CE appointments, where you go see their doctor, did you have?
You mean for the disability doctors?
Yeah.
None yet.
Oh, that's interesting.
The disability was initially denied, last year. And then I hired the lawyer after that.
Okay.
And it was denied again.
Okay.
And now the trial the hearing coming up next month, I think, will be the third go around.
Yeah. Were there any technical denials, or were they all medical denials?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. So let me ask you this. When you brought on the attorney after the initial filing, but before the adjudication occurred at the reconsideration level, did the attorney go ahead and request CEs?
You mean the medical records?
Nope. The consultative examination, medical expert appointments. It's where you go in front of their doctors. Did they request you to go in front of their doctors?
No. Honestly, they didn't do squat until they kind of helped me with the paperwork aspect of filling out what Social Security needed. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do anything beyond that until the lawyer called me about 3 weeks ago, about a month ago actually. And he said, "Well, I don't believe in your case. I want you to fire me."
What's interesting about this is that your medical evidence must be just not so much there. What's your current age?
I'm in my late 40s.
So you can't get a grid out. He doesn't want an under 50. You don't have good medical, and you have treatment, but you're not having crisis-related medical treatment for either physical or mental impairments. You haven't had any CEs. So he must think that the medical evidence that's currently in there is showing you're pretty good to go. When was the last time that you worked?
Late 2021, literally the day of my stroke.
What were the jobs that you were doing within the past 15 years? Just give me the general categories.
It was customer service, work at home stuff was the last one, and the job before that was physical labor, line, machine operator type stuff.
Okay. So potentially somewhat skilled, but doesn't matter for the transferable work skills because you're under 50. Well, I can tell you haven't been advised what you actually need for these types of impairments. I know you haven't run hearing questions with him because you're not really answering the questions in the normal fashion, which the claimants that are prepared do. So, all right, within the first 5 minutes of your hearing. Yeah, so within the first 5 minutes of your hearing, what's going to happen is the judge is going to look at you and say, "Do you want additional time to go get counsel?" And they'll usually do this little nod thing. It's so cute. It's like a little judge nod. It's like a little judgy nod. It's like a little, "Do you want to go get an attorney?" It's like one of those little, it's so adorable.
Actually, I'm going to have the hearing over the phone.
Oh, so you won't see the nod. The nod is the best part, though. But the phone is a good choice too, because you can bullet point everything out. All right. So you're going to request additional time to go find an attorney. You can call a bunch of attorneys. You can call me, either or. Bottom line is reach out with the following questions and answers. Go grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I'll give you them. That way you're kind of prepared for that phone call.
Hold on. I have my folder right by my bed, but need to get to the part with the paper. Go ahead.
Okay, first question. What are your top 5 most severe impairments?
So the top 5 impairments?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, next one. When did each begin and when did each become severe? Next one is, okay, so what are 2 symptoms / signs per each impairment?
Okay.
Okay, next one is, what are your medications and 2 side effects for each?
Okay.
Okay, next one is, what are the jobs you've worked with in the past 15 years? So like 2008 forward. But remember, your next hearing will be in 2024. But bottom line is they're still going to do 2008 forward. Well, actually, it's when you filed, so 2007, 2008 forward. And what functions could you no longer perform at those jobs?
Okay.
Okay, and those are the 5 questions you're going to need. Call multiple disability attorneys. You can also call me if you want, and then we will catch up from there.
Sorry, I'm writing.
Yeah, do your thing. Yeah. While you're writing, I'm going to answer this question from Paul. Paul donated $10, which is absolutely amazing. Question, is it easier if I have concrete medical evidence such as an MRI or CT scan when trying to get approved? Yes. So the most concrete evidence you can have for the medical environment are basically tests that then have to go to some other professional to go ahead and read them, to go ahead and then deliver a report to a specialist. That's like the golden nugget of evidence for Social Security disability benefits, because when it comes to measuring what level of objective that evidence is, it's the super duper objective evidence. So you want basically MRIs, CTs, those sorts of things. You also want tests that could be any test. There's zillions of tests. And you also want RFC letters. Very helpful. Residual functional capacity letters. All right, so madam, I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful night. And yeah, go ahead.
Well, I did want to ask, should I get rid of this attorney that I have before the trial? If he's going to sit there and tell the judge he doesn't believe in my case and all that, and just tell the judge what's going on?
I mean, yeah, if an attorney said to me, like, I don't think your claim's awesome, I'd be like, well, that's not a vote of confidence. Remember, your attorney has to believe in your claim. They don't have to love you. They don't have to love your claim, but they have to at least believe in it. So They don't have that. So yeah, I would immediately like, yeah. Oh, retired Canine just sent me Waffle House money. That's awesome. That's
okay, awesome. Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I've been kind of watching these, like, discovered you like a few months ago, and been watching you here and there, and I really appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we'll go from there, yo. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. So Franklin Good, thank you for the $10 donation. I really appreciate it. That's incredible. And then retired Canine for $99 donation for the Waffle House tip. That's so I go there all the time. So there's somebody from YouTube who actually comes to, like, they have their own RV, comes to where I live, and basically I will catch up with them sometimes, some days, sometimes I won't. I just won't because I'm so busy. And then we'll just go out to eat and laugh about ridiculous things. And Waffle House is usually one of those things. Like, it's a terrible thing that I take this person to Waffle House, but that's literally, I'm just like, it'll be like 2 a.m. and I'll be like, I got to go to Waffle House. I got to figure this out. Some of my best ideas do not come from Waffle House. I've noticed that I am concerned about it, but I don't care. All right. So here we go. We're going to take the next call, which there isn't one. So let's see what's going on. There was missed 10 calls. There was one person who kept calling from the very beginning. I'm going to try and find them in here so I can call them back because they've been calling a lot, and there they are. Perfect. Here we go. Perfect. All right, here we go, guys. Old school truck driver. Thank you for the Waffle House money. I super duper appreciate it. That's amazing. And thank you for becoming a member. That's absolutely incredible. I love all the little icons. Diana Fernandez, no worries. That's totally cool. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live right now on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. You get about 5 to 7 minutes for a legal question to be answered. How can I help you with your legal question? Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Roger Smith. I was approved for SSDI. Well, let me back up. I retired via regular retirement from a federal job, 25 years at any age. I waited about 3 years or so before I applied. I was approved due to neck surgeries and how my condition is now. Anyway, I was approved back to the day before I turned 50.
Okay. Yep.
I asked the person at the Social Security Administrator's office, I said, why such a specific date? He says, well, you retired at age 50, so it's one day before you retired.
Mm-hmm.
But I had retired about 5 months earlier than that, regular retirement, 25 years at any age. Why did they specifically put it at 49 years old?
Oh, I gotcha. That's a really good question. So real quick, I just want to say thank you to Danny ICURN for the donation. And then the person asked another question real quick. Let me just answer this. Oh, there's Collins Gang. Very cool. Let's see. Somebody asked about generic forms ALJ level. Yeah, so they just use an SSA 3441. That's like the summary of updates that you're going to be giving them about changes about your claim, and also the SSA 501 that just says, hey, I intend to appeal to the administrative law judge hearing level from the reconsideration level. Super generic forms, super boring. They're amazing. All right. So for your question, so here's the deal. Disability attorneys, sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't, because some judges don't like it. But what we do is when we try to grid somebody out at 50, we will sometimes put basically it as the month before the month they turned 50. And what the judge will do is they'll approve it in that month, the month before the month, which gives an extra month away from the 6 months that don't count. So you get a little bit more back pay, a little bit more, but some judges, you can't do that. Some judges, you got to do it as the month that they turn 50. Like, that's it. So it wasn't about your retirement. It's about when you grid it out, and they gridded it out at 50. But do you know what grid outs are?
I watched your video from, was it earlier today or yesterday?
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
I did not get my head fully wrapped around that.
It's not fun. I agree. Grid outs are like trying to, ride a bicycle the wrong way. I agree. So here's the basic thing. When you turn 50, they look at essentially your education, your work history, basically like what your skills were. and they looked to see if there are any of those skills transferable to some other job. And they found that your skills were likely not transferable. And they found that basically, here, I'll bring them up real quick. I'll give you a quick summation. SSA grid outs. Let me see if I can just get some quick little website up. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Let me see what I can find here. It's poorly laid out on this website. Hold on. Okay, so okay, so probably in your situation, you are sedentary in most of your activities. Like you can't stand or walk well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. And what's your highest level of education? Master's. Okay, cool. So hold on, let me find a different website because this isn't giving me the rules. Oh, these websites don't even provide the statutes anymore. Oh, let me see what we got here. Let me see if I can find it. What is going on with online? Like literally, I found that most websites are making it harder for people to learn about Social Security. And this is like a classic thing that I'm seeing a lot more now. Like I can't just like Google the thing that I want to find and have it pop up. I might have to go to my notes and pull up the actual grid rules. Let me see.
Well, I did hear you say that YouTube now makes you pay to get your video posted to the top.
Yeah, they do that now. They did that like 3 or 4 months ago. That's what they started doing. And that's what Facebook does. And I hate it, but it is the way of the world. And here's what happened. A lot of people paid in to basically have their video be seen at like the top of the search results. And as a result of that, what happened was like people paid for a couple of months. A lot of people paid in money and the videos got views, but then they stopped paying because it just wasn't enough views to make like them relatively well known. And what happened was people who were watching videos were like, where did my normal people go? Like, where did the people that I like to watch normally, where did they go? And so they started like search back to their videos. And so what YouTube is kind of running into, which is the same problem that Facebook ran into, is that people connect differently with different people. If one person just pays a lot of money for you to see their video at the top of the search results, it doesn't mean that you're going to connect with that person. So people are like paying money to try and be in front of somebody, but it's just, you know what I mean? That's the problem. That's the thing. You know, a lot of people like my channel because I'm an oddity. I'm a weirdo, which is, you know, that somebody at my age has the experience that they do running a law firm while also coming from a country background, growing up on a farm, which delivers a very point of fact, this is how it works kind of person. And so that's why people tend to like my channel, because I don't fancify. I don't put some sugar around the edge, most of the stuff that we talk about. But yeah, so basically, okay, so I've got it right here. So you were essentially, you're in the closely approaching advanced age, 50 to 55. You had high school graduate or more, does not provide for direct entry into skilled work. Let's see, previous work. What was your previous work doing? Was it like skilled, semi-skilled? What kind of work were you doing?
I was a case manager at a federal prison.
Case manager. So let's look up the DOT on that.
Officially a law enforcement position. So I did retire at 25 years at any age because it was law enforcement.
Case manager at prison. That one doesn't pop up a lot. Case manager at prison.
Federal prison.
Correctional case manager. Nurse general. No, it's not that. Registered. No. Case manager. No. Let's put in this. Corrections case manager. Let's see if that pops up. Occupations.
I believe the official title may be correctional treatment specialist.
There you go. Correctional treatment specialist. Somebody had a hearing. Let's see. There you go. It's right there. Okay, so let's see what we got here. You are an SVP 7. Oh, God, 7. So you were up there. Provides casework services for inmates of penal or correctional institutions, interviews inmates, and confers with attorneys, judges, and probation officers to compile social history reflecting such factors as nature and extent of inmates' criminality and current and prospective social problems, analyzes collected data and develops and initiates treatment plan, interviews inmate, and consults with employees of institutions such as supervisory personnel. Also evaluates inmates' social progress, counsels inmate concerning perceived problems, reports inmates' progress, and makes recommendations to parole officials. Yeah, man, that's a pretty intense job right here.
It was all about time management.
Let's see, a reasoning level of 5, math 3, strength is sedentary. And that, were you that with it for like the past 15 years? Were you just that job?
Yes.
All right, so okay, so boopity boopity boop. So we're gonna put you into the set, and you didn't. Well, I mean, I guess there would be a lot of walking with that. I mean, how much walking would you do in an 8-hour day with that?
It would. Well, I would say a mile and a half.
Mile and a half. Shit, that's pretty far. So I mean, maybe that would be in the light category. Let's see what we got here.
A lot of that depends on how big of an institution you work in.
Well, where did you work?
I worked at Oakdale.
That's a pretty big one.
Louisiana.
Yeah. Okay. So you're closely approaching advanced age, high school graduate or more, does not provide for direct entry into skilled work. Skilled or semi-skilled, skills not transferable, disabled. So you were found disabled, likely under, here's our sedentary. If it was viewed, I mean, remember, I'm not a vocational expert, so I can't tell you exactly how they did it in the hearing. But you were probably a 201.14. If you scroll down to light, closely approaching advanced age, and you had high school graduate or more, skilled, not transferable, 202.14 would not be disabled. So they considered that job to be a sedentary job comparison analysis.
Primarily so, but we all had to respond in emergency situations.
What does that mean, though?
Well, that's that. A private prison may have their teachers or other positions not actually be correctional staff. When the federal prison, you are a law enforcement, because everybody is a correctional officer first.
But do you get certifications to like carry a firearm?
Yes.
Okay. So you were certified as law enforcement. So you were a badge carrying individual.
Right. I have a retirement badge that says retired federal law enforcement.
I mean, what you're describing to me sounds like more of a light position. You know what I mean? Because you're not always going to be running, to like chase somebody down.
No.
But at the same time, to be fair, like this talks more about like interacting with this person in a seated position kind of thing. Like you're checking in on them. How are they doing? What's going on? Yeah. Like here's your report.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. I had an office and a computer and a chair, and I was there probably 85% of the time.
So, I mean, to me, if I were a judge, I would judge that job as a sedentary job. Because, remember, sedentary only requires 2 hours of standing or walking. And to me, you're going to be sitting that other 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, I would go with that. I would say that's a sedentary position, because you're going to be sitting looking at a computer doing a forms analysis. You're going to meet people. You're going to bring people into your office. You're going to check on them. What's going on? Do you have any issues with other inmates? Are you happy?
Yeah, that would be a correct statement.
Yeah, I see that. I think that was a correct adjudication. Yeah, you got a grid out there, but that's why basically 50 grid out, and then go. You probably already looked it up since you're calling me about it, but a 201.14, that's what they probably gridded you out under.
Well, I have another question.
Sure, go for it.
It says the CDR will be 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Will that be from the date I was determined disabled, the date of the hearing, or the date of the
approval?
Decision?
It's from the decision letter. Yeah. Yeah, it's from the decision, because here's the thing. They're not going to do it from the date you're claiming that you were disabled, because that would already be 2-3 years behind. They're not going to do it from the judge's hearing date, because the hearing is not in itself a decision. It's going to be from the decision that the judge renders. And then basically from that point, 3 years. But remember, when they do it, the way they do it is like 6 months before year 3, they start ramping that puppy up. And then like 3 months before year 3, you're going to get a form in the mail. And then you're sending that stuff in and trying to get it all rolling, so that when 3 years rolls around, it's already going.
So my letter says 5 to 7 years.
Oh, so yeah, if it's 5 to 7,
early.
yeah, you might get it at like 4. You might get a letter like 2 months before 5 years, or you might get it at around 6 years in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that answers my question. I appreciate your service. I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, thank you.
So
yeah.
So everybody listening, let's get together and give them dogs some treats.
Yeah, they are so chubby though. Oh my God. The vet was all over me. The vet was like, look, and I got a chubby dog. She's not supposed to be 92 pounds. She's supposed to be like 85-ish pounds. She would like to be 85 pounds. She swims every day. She's the only one that uses the pool. I pay somebody to come and clean that pool. That's like my one thing for, and if I didn't have her, I would get one of those little robots that just went around there and that didn't cost as much. But she goes in that pool every single day. I've been in that pool 4 times since I've lived at this house. And because you know what it is? You get in the pool, even though it's Florida, that water is cold. I don't know why it gets so damn cold, But
you're running a doggy daycare.
I am right now. I have 3 dogs here right now. I've got Shadow, Sweetie, and Jaggy, my sister's greyhound. So it is humorous though, because Shadow's this little 30-pound monster, and he's the boss. He's literally the boss. And then you've got Jaggy, this giant show greyhound, who's like almost 90 pounds, and he runs around, and then Sweetie, this chubby little fluffy monkey that's 92 pounds of a sweet little pickle puff, and she puts up with so much crap from the other 2 male dogs, and she just takes it in stride. She's so cool about it, So yeah.
Well, dog people are good people. Usually gentle and true.
Thank you, good sir. I agree, but I will catch you a little bit later. I've got this person calling. Let me get this call real quick. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
Yes, sir, and thank you.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Give me 1 second, though. I just want to answer this one question from Paul in the chat section. Let's see what it is. Last question, I promise. What is the maximum allowance for SSDI in 2024? I'll be 58 in a few days. I believe the grid rules will apply. What is the maximum allowance? Now, Paul, do you mean like what's the SGA amount that you can earn? Or do you mean like what's the maximum amount that you can do to get a quarter of coverage? Or do you mean like what's the maximum amount of benefits you can get on SSDI benefits in 2024? Give me some details as to which way you're going with this, because I'm not really sure exactly what you're looking for. Now, with that said, we've got somebody on the phone, Attorney Walter Hnot. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Remember, you get about 5 to 7 minutes to go ahead and ask a legal question. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, I wanted to know, I have pulmonary fibrosis, and I want to know if that's I haven't been working in like a year, so I wanted to know if I qualify to get permanent disability.
So, I mean, it's under the 3.0 respiratory listings. It depends on some stuff. I mean, like, walk me through. Give me some of the details on the severity level.
I'm on 100% oxygen, 24 hours a day now, or I have been for a while, and I can't really exert much energy into anything. I mean, I can't even clean my house now. It's just, I'm just getting worried because, you know, it's like a 3 to 5 year life expectancy unless you get, I'm on the list to get a double lung transplant. But even after that, you only have about, if you make it to that, and that first year after the transplant, then there's a good chance you might live like 7 more years, 6 in total, 7 in total. It's not long.
So real quick, okay, so this sounds like an idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, correct?
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're on the compassionate allowance list. You're like a CAL. You're a CAL. So all you've got to do with your initial filing, if you do it in paper, you write at the very top of it, CAL, and then idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Right after that, CAL, pulmonary, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. If you're filing it online, in the remarks section, just put CAL, pulmonary or idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. And what they'll do is, in an extremely short period of time, they will approve your claim. What you might want to do is also send in an 795 to the local field office after you get the initial filing in. That just says, hi, my name is this person. Here's my social security number. I have this impairment, which is on the compassionate allowance listings. Please approve my claim as quickly as possible. It is terminal.
Right. Yeah, it is a terminal deal.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I own a janitorial company. I stopped working. It's not making very much money at all. And I went and seen a person like you, and they said, while you're still earning money, you're not allowed to, you can't apply for permanent disability. And I'm like, well, I don't have a ton of money in the bank to go like a year or so with being told no either. You know what I mean? If there was any reason why they wouldn't, I'm going to UCSF. I'm going to be on the list soon. I've done all the workup for the lung transplant. Now it's just waiting. They told me when I have like 2 years left to live, they would put me on, which is getting really close now.
So what's the legal question? I missed it. Go ahead.
I guess my legal question is, if I'm not physically working, I have a few employees that are working, but I actually would close it down if I have to, because I'm not making enough to barely pay them, and I don't, it's not. So I want to know
how does it affect you?
I mean,
I got
can't earn any money. Is that what it is?
So earned income, which is what that is, because you literally work in earning, So what you're going to do is, so if you earn as a person, paying yourself to do that, and here's the thing too, you own it, so they're allowed to do some funny math where they get to figure out what the numbers are on their end. It's not just what you pay yourself. So if you're earning over SGA for 2023, which is $1,470, and going into 2024 will be $1,550. Then basically, if you earn more than that per month, you won't be eligible for disability benefits. So point being, what I would do if I were you is I would sell that business, get the money you can, invest it into a place where you can have rental rooms, and rent the rooms in the place where you're living and then basically have somebody manage that's not you. That way you're not in the business of it. And then you can get the rental room income plus essentially your SSDI benefits, because that's unearned income.
Right. I think the last handful of years, it hasn't made much of anything. I'm 10 or 12,000, 14,000, somewhere in there.
Oh, gotcha.
It wasn't. It is. I'm not making a killing or anything. It's just keeps getting worse because of the pandemic and people closing down and whatever. So,
yeah.
And I'm not physically able to go out and drum up business either, you know. So I know I'm a slowly dying. My company's slowly dying because I can't literally run it if I'm stuck at home, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's my problem.
And your business is like a lot of calls business too, because people are going to be calling in like, hey, I need this to be taken care of. What do you do? How do you do it? What do you offer? You know, what can I upgrade to? All that stuff.
We do commercial and industrial only, but
sure.
I mean, I just, you know, I'm not able to run it the right way, or you know, I gotta hope everybody does their job.
Right.
And if they don't do their job, I lose their job. You know, I mean, I can't go take over any of that at all. You know.
Right. Right. No, I hear you. Yeah.
So my disease does meet that thing, though.
Your account, compassionate allowance listing, you know, because not to be, I mean, I'm glad you know about it. A lot of people get like these terminal illnesses and the doctors never tell them what's going on. But yeah, I mean, you know.
Well, my doctor gave me my license plates really fast and or give me the paper to get the license plates, the handicap plates from my car.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought, well, it's a little soon, you know. But then really quickly, within 6 months, I'm like, oh my God, thank God I have these things, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, when it first happened, then I wasn't able to work shortly after about, you know, after diagnosis and like 6 months, it was happening fast. It was really fast. And then I asked my doctor can I get some money from my stocks? And I have a little bit of stock. And she said, I'll write a letter. And I gave it to my stockbroker guy. And then I was able to pay off my home.
Excellent.
Because I can't have no bills, because I'm not going to get very much from permanent disability in the first place, you know?
Right, for sure.
I mean, it's a scratch in existence at that point.
Yeah.
You feel helpless because you can't do anything, you know?
Yeah, it's a tough situation for sure. Yeah.
I've been watching it the last few months, and I'm shocked I got through. I'm really glad you answered the phone.
Absolutely. Well, good sir, I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and get applying as soon as you can so they can get processing it, because they do have a 1 million person backlog. So, but get in there, get it processed, get it rolling, because you are Cal. You should be approved very quickly.
So, do you do people? Where are you located?
I'm in Florida, but we have claims in every single state. But you know, the thing is this: like yours is a simple, straightforward. You don't need an attorney to win a compassionate allowance listing claim. Like, you know, you are by statute going to be approved. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, excellent, good sir.
Okay.
I will catch you a little
Thank
bit.
You.
Yeah. If you have any questions about how to apply, don't. You can always give me a call at the firm. But I will catch you later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okie doke. Excellent. So we are live with the next caller on the phone. I've got to go ahead and answer very quickly a gentleman who basically put a question in the chat first before we go to the caller. So give me one moment. Paul Harrison said, what is the maximum payment I can receive from SSDI? So here's kind of the basic outline. In 2022, it was around $3,345. In 2023, it was around $3,627. In 2024, it'll be around $3,677. So those are the numbers that you're basically looking at. Again, 2022, $3,345. 2023 was $3,627. And then for 2024, it'll be around $3,677. All right, perfect. We've got the caller on the phone. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. And also, you get to ask a legal question. You get about 5 to 7 minutes during the call. What is your legal question and how can I help you? Go ahead. Oh, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. So, let me see. All right, I'm going to take one more call. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go through this real quick, see what we've got here. Okay, so I'm going to take one more call here and see what we can do. I got to call. I got to take the. Oh, it's keep the. All right, we're just going to take whichever person. All right, here we're just taking this person. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to go ahead and mute the computer in the background. Use a fake name throughout this process, and you get about 5 to 7 minutes to ask a legal question. What legal question do you have, and how can I help you? Go ahead.
Hi, yes, I'm calling. My son, that he's autistic and has ADHD, and he's had it his whole life. Anyway, he's on medication. He had an IEP from kindergarten, and they took it in 5th grade, his IEP, and Social Security had where they reevaluated him in like 8th grade. And then 9th grade, he got tagged as having autism because they didn't know what he had. Okay. And anyway, let's see, in the beginning of 10th grade, which is what he's in now, last February, they took his benefits. And you haven't heard anything. Do they normally do that?
No. I mean, has he improved or not really?
Oh, he's an AB student, but he has zero common sense. And I mean, there's no way he's ever going to be able to live on his own.
Did you say AV student or AP student?
AB. He's an AB student. He's very book smart, very intelligent, but common sense, God gave a dead cow. God bless him. I love him, but it's just what it is. I mean, if he put a pizza in the oven and had a 45-minute wait for it, and he set up an alarm and he didn't hear the alarm, like on a microwave or whatever, it would be frying for 3 days and the house would be full of smoke before he turned it off. You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, here's the thing, like he might have had significant improvement, you know, and they base it off the academia level because they do a lot of IEPs, you know, reviews, full forms, analysis, functional abilities. I mean, him not having, you know, traditional how to cook, how to clean, how to do those skills, they always get kind of the lesser of the review because how do you gauge that in a legal sense with creating evidence? So was he originally an A's and B's student or not really?
No, he's always really struggled really hard up until the last couple of years, and he's just gotten really good. I mean, he's even on honors in school.
Okay, so
he's taking all the classes.
I mean, so
but his common sense
go ahead.
It's really, really bad, and I have to push him to do any hygiene stuff. His medication, he takes it occasionally. I mean, I tell him to, but I figure it's time that he takes that over. I mean, he's going to be 16 in just a few months. So,
I mean, I would still help him with his medication, but I mean, from my perspective, it sounds like there's improvement. I mean,
he's improved, but he can't. There's no. I mean, I'm just telling you straight up. There's no way he could live on his own and not have crazy
major
crap
problems
happen to him.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know,
I mean,
and I even said that to him. I said, you know, he gets into like the shower, and I have to tell him, make sure you wash your hair. And I've had to send him back in to wash it before. I mean, and he just doesn't get past that. And he's had all kinds of what do you call it, counseling and so forth. And I don't know what to do with it.
I mean, so what I would say is this, I'd have to look at the medical record to figure out exactly what was going on as to why the individual saw improvement, what the improvement looked like, how it compared to the original documentation from the IEP to build a claim to show that there was an improvement. But I mean, you know, I guess one of the big things is, James Moody, very cool for joining the membership. Thank you. Very awesome. I guess the thing that I would say is this, like, you have to kind of break it down for kids in that age group into a couple categories. Number one, what's their academia ability? Has that improved? Number two, what's their at-home activity? How has that improved? What's their at-home education looking like? Like, are they doing homework properly? Are they doing after-school programs properly? Stuff like that. And so
he doesn't do any sports, any extra activities as far as that goes, with like sport things or school things. But like he does extra tutoring for other children, and I mean, he's a little bookworm. I mean, he just amazed me, and when his grades went way up, the doctor was like, wow, because he was wild as this little one. You couldn't hold him and keep him still for a minute. He couldn't concentrate, but I've been strict and stern and firm on like bedtimes and routines, and clearly it's paid off.
So, I mean, what you pointed out is a really good point that I think I might want to do a video on, just specifically that, which is that children that blossom when they're bookworms tend to blossom in academia, even if they have really, really bad social skills, really bad full level analysis skills, but they're really good at stories and understanding what's going on in that book, in that story. So I think what you tapped into there is a really good point, which is that bookworms tend to do really good in academia, but they do horribly in interaction jobs where they have to like interact with other people, complete things in a quick manner, stuff like that.
I can attest to that, because I mean, I can give the boy 3 things to get in the grocery store, write it down even.
Sure.
He will get 2, and the 3rd thing he will always forget, or he'll get the wrong thing. And I'll even say, well, you can get a candy bar when you hit the aisle. He won't forget the candy bar, but he will forget everything else. It's just, he goes, it's short memory loss, Mom. I'm like, dude, you 15, you ain't got short memory loss.
Yeah, sure.
I said it's the listening skills. He goes, oh, I guess you know me better than I thought you did.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I tell you what. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just don't know. He's going to need something. I mean, he wants to go to college, and I encourage it, and he's on board with it. But as soon as he leaves home, I don't know what. I mean, the world's going to crash on him because he doesn't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, here's what I'd like. Yeah, the problem you're going to run into is that his path, including into college, as an individual and somebody who reads a lot, they're going to do really, really well going into the college academia format, because that's what all college is. It's reading, analysis skills based off of what you read. So homework is fun. Let me ask you this. Is this a person who's good at like games, not in the sense of like video games where it's like, you run around and like do this or that, but in the sense of like logic games, analysis games, like completing, if this happens, then what happens to this, or what is the combination principle? No, he's not.
He's horrible at that. Absolutely. He's a very, my mother won't play games with him because he's a very sore loser.
Gotcha.
So sore loser, like, he's like walking away, never going to play that game again unless he changes the rules.
Oh God.
Create a new game.
Yeah. I don't know the claim well enough to be able to give like an opinion as to which way it should roll. They said not disabled anymore because of improvement, but it's one of those things where you just kind of have to watch to see what's going to be happening in the transitional. But if the grades are A's and B's, they almost always want to go ahead and pull back benefits because the student is really being successful in academia now,
Right, but I mean, how's that going to turn out for him? I mean, this is a good analogy. You give him a box full of marbles. You tell him to go out in the yard, throw it in the air. Okay? Now, when he throws it in the air and it comes back down and hits him on the head, he's going to be mad at you because you didn't tell him to backwards, to jump back. He's going to be mad at you because you didn't tell him that. He has no common sense.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's what I'm dealing with. And I'm like, it's just blowing my mind that everybody's just dropping him off the face of the earth. I don't get it.
No, I hear you.
I mean, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it took all these years for him to finally get a diagnosis of autism in 9th grade, with going with the Children's Hospital, our local, from 4.5 to 9th grade.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, it took 9 years to come out because he didn't fit in any square box, is what Social Security doctor, the last time he was reviewed, she said that he didn't fit in any box. He's in many boxes.
Gotcha.
And then they widened autism, and now he fits under autism.
Sure. Well, I tell you what.
But I don't.
Yeah, so this is what I would
You know,
say. I can't really give. Yeah, I can't really give an opinion on it because I'd have to look at the entire record, kind of a totality of the circumstances thing. But other than that, I'm gonna pop off because I'm super duper tired. It's like 11:47 p.m. But you have a wonderful, wonderful night, and all the absolute best. And if you do have additional questions, you can always call me back on the next live, which will be on Tuesday at around like 8:30 p.m. ish. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Walter. You have a great night. Thank
You
so much
too.
for all your help.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys. So bottom line is this. Please remember to hit that like. Don't be stingy with the like button. Please remember to subscribe. Click the all button. If you need a disability attorney, you know who to call. And also, if you want to leave a review, that's super dupe. Go to Google and type in Disability Resolution Florida or Disability Resolution Law Firm. And we do have the memberships thing, which makes it way easier for me to see when you're making a comment on here, which super duper helps. Other than that, I will catch you guys a little bit later. Please take care of yourself. A super thank you to those who donated. And there were a ton of people who donated, which is absolutely amazing. And we will go from there. Have a wonderful, wonderful night and take care of yourself. Thank you so much, everybody. And have fun. Be safe. It's going to be a year next year, a very yeary kind of year. All right. So I'll catch you later and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.